Hey everyone, my name is Nathan. I'm one of the developers here at Yeeps, and as many of you know, we just hit 100,000 members on the Yeeps Discord server. That is a mind-blowing number of Yeeps. So to thank you all, I'll be answering your questions on behalf of the team. Let's start with easily the most asked question I saw. What inspired you to make this game? Honestly, there's no easy way to answer it, but it all started from a team brainstorming session, and once the dust settled, two ideas really stood out to us. The first was Jack's idea, a hide-and-seek game where you played as squids, and the second one was my idea. It was supposed to be all about pillows. For a while, Jack and I went back and forth trying to figure out what made more sense. But then we all thought about it more and realized we might be able to do both. Of course, just calling the game hide-and-seek with pillows made us unsure of what it would really feel like, until we started playing it, and then we got distracted by this whole building thing. Because now we weren't just building forts to hide in, but also obstacle courses to run on, or walls to protect ourselves.
Oh no!
And it became clear that this could be a lot more than just a hide-and-seek game. How did you guys meet? Well, I met Jack in 2015, in like the first few weeks of high school. I found out he was interested in making video games, which I was also interested in. So we decided to team up and make a game together. And then we made another, and another, until we were seniors in high school and we thought, hey, making a VR game would be kind of cool. And it was, so we started making VR games until finally, in 2020, we made our first real game, Gods of Gravity. And then Steve appeared. How many people work at— I'm just kidding. We met Steve through a friend of another friend. Steve was interested in Gods of Gravity, and we were interested in growing our community, so it kind of worked out. How many people work at Trask Games, and what are their roles? We always liked having a small team, and Jack and I still kind of work like we did in high school. Jack has always been the main idea guy. He leads the vision of the game, and he's the one who actually makes the cool, fun things.
Wait, you can move the arms?
He makes all the gadgets, all the blocks, any new mechanics like wiring or swimming. As for me, Nathan, I'm the only other programmer on the team. My specialty is on all the code that happens outside of the game. I also do all of the radio music and the game's sound effects. Though we do have a secret sound guy who we call in for extra stuff. That leaves Steve as the last core member, and he makes sure the Trask Games, the company, can run. So, like, he wrote the terms of service you saw, and he also makes sure that we don't, I don't know, forget to pay our taxes or something. He also helps with game design and leads a lot of the map building efforts. Then we have our art team, who really brings this world to life. Most things start with Brian, who does all of the concept work, and for biomes, he also comes up with all the cosmetics, and he does the background flats you see in the distance. Then when the concepts are done, they get passed to either Christine or Devin, our 3D artists. I feel like Devin has a knack for the wackier side of Yeeps. Everything from the pineapple hat to the giraffe to the toilet is stuff he's got down to a science, and he makes these things. Meanwhile, Christine understands the chonkiness of the Yeeps world. Most of the little friends, like the crab, the gnome, the snowman, and yes, even the spider, are all Christine's creations. And supporting all of that is Cindy, who does all of our illustration work. She does help Brian with feedback and art direction, but she's mostly known for the key art. She did the original work in Alpha and the new updated art, and she makes a new custom image for every update. We also have a few other Trask team helpers that I don't have time to get into, but pause the video if you want to see what they get up to. Okay, those are some long answers, so let's rapid fire through some short ones. What's your favorite gadget? Honestly, whatever the newest gadget is. What was your math grade in 10th grade? I'm pretty sure mine was an A, but I can't speak for everyone. Do Yeeps sleep? Yeeps do not sleep. Is there lore? I mean, internally we have our theories, but we don't have like a story right now, just some baseline truths that we hold about the world. Would you consider a collab with another game? Maybe. Oh, wow, okay, I'll come up with a better answer. But honestly, I don't know yet. We have gotten to meet a lot of these cool developers in person, and though I can't show any photos of this, I can say we are in good company out there. We already do just kind of chat about random stuff, because we all sort of struggle through the same problems, and we all just want VR as a whole to succeed. So it is kind of cool that we all get to root for each other behind the scenes, but who knows, maybe when we aren't busy as heck, we'll find the time to do a little collab. What has been your favorite experience in Yeeps? Honestly, anytime we get to reveal something for the first time to people.
There's a screen! There's a screen, guys! I'm gonna watch YouTube.
It's terrifying, but it's always super exciting. What was your thought process when designing some of the first maps? After we had a few games on Jack's first test map, we decided that we wanted to have 3 main maps. One that was focused on hiding, one that was focused on running, and one that was somewhere in the middle. From there, it was mostly just freestyling, but we did come up with a standard house grid that made it easy to keep the scale of the world consistent. I think my favorite map to build, though, was Basement, which was meant to be even more hide-and-seeky than Blue House. We wanted Basement to be an indoor map, and we also wanted to make sure each room only had a few exits, making it easier to get cornered and making hiding more tense. We also made sure you couldn't get from one side of the map to the other without making a break through the middle area, which added a bit more risk to your movement.
Oh my god, damn it!
So it was a ton of fun both to plan out and then to see it get fleshed out into the full thing. What's the most hilarious glitch you've encountered? Ooh, that one's easy. So when Jack was making the snowballs, he wanted to make them stop your momentum so you can maybe catch yourself in midair. But to do that, he removed your gravity, meaning that if you got hit again...
Can you knock yourself in the air with... Yo!
You could fly!
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Have you ever taken inspiration from the suggestions? Yeah, but mostly it's just to figure out what we should focus our big updates on. One of our first updates, for example, was all about the grappling hook, which at the time was our most popular suggestion. Then this summer, while we had a couple ideas for what to go with, water was definitely the most demanded. So really, while we don't use anything in the moment, we do usually think about it when planning ahead. It just takes a while before we end up doing it. Okay, we're running out of time, so let's round these out with a few last questions. Have you watched the community's content? Oh yeah, all the time. I won't name any names because honestly it's not really fair to the hard work everyone's putting in, but my feed is definitely overrun with Yeeps content. Tips for new developers. I think most people have heard this one before, but just try to get your game playable as soon as possible. Making a game is 100 times more fun when you can actually play it, and don't be afraid to chase ideas that interest you. Jack and I spent all of high school just trying things because we wanted to learn something. And last but not least, what do you like most about the Yeeps community? I mean, for one thing, everyone's really positive and nice, but the main thing is definitely your creativity. I mean, I guess it makes sense with a game like this, but take one look at the Community Worlds portal and you'll see the game being pushed to limits way beyond what we could have imagined. From sculptures to parkour to minigames, not to mention hundreds of amazing submissions in our build map competition. But it's also clear outside of building, like how y'all figured out you could fly with propellers or build a combination lock with icicles. Honestly, the best thing about Yeeps is that it feels like it's bringing out the most talented and imaginative players in all of VR. Alright, that's everything I've got for now. Thanks again for watching, and seriously, thank you all so much for 100,000 members. Y'all know that this game is kind of a fever dream for the entire team, and it really means so much that everyone's here to support us as part of this journey as we try to make something really cool for everybody. Look forward to news about our next update, and until next time, see you later.